getting at with the book script? Spit that shit out, man!
Do you want to form an alliance with me?
Absolutely, I do. Excited.
Go outside, nerd. Get out. Go.
Oh my God, I did not think he was going to do that. That scared me. That actually scared me a little bit.
It's called Two Brothers. Two Brothers. It's just called Two Brothers.
In the future, it was set in the past, and you were trying to escape this
prison,
right? And you had to make all these decisions
along the way.
But it also, like, the ending...
Yes, the outcome was going to be different based on your decisions, and if you decided to let the guard live or kill the guard or whatever. Yeah, so it was interesting. But, yeah, absolutely. I always thought Manhunt was kind of in
Yes!
You know?
Someone else who played fucking Manhunt.
Yes, Manhunt was a phenomenal game. I think it was kind of right on the cusp of horror. Great game. They had, what was his name? Was it Brian Cox doing the voicing over?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is that him?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he was a great voice actor.
Yes.
That's that game that they banned, right?
Yeah.
They
I
stopped
believe they
doing
did.
it.
You never played it?
Why?
I played the first one.
first
that
one.
game
Oh,
is
yeah.
fucked up, dude.
I know, but it's not like I mean, I feel like I've played games that are equally as crazy.
Yes.
No,
I mean, I know the whole idea, like you're sneaking up behind people and you're doing like these wild executions.
I think that's I read an article a while back and they said Manhunt and the Punisher. Those two games they will never do again just because of the things
the things you were
the
doing
interrogation, for
Yes.
example, for
Yeah.
Punisher. You know, if you want the secret memories, you have to like brutally kill these guys.
Yeah.
God, I can't believe we were talking about this. This is really cool. 'Cause these are the games we played on the PS2.
Yeah, they're classics. They're
like Manhunt.
classics.
I was just talking to you like they
Suffering.
don't make games like that anymore.
No, they
Manhunt,
don't, man.
Yeah.
Suffering.
They-
Lollipop Chainsaw.
Imagine now, like with the
Shadows of
graphics and all that.
Yeah, but they will never do that again, unfortunately.
Look, I don't want to sound like, okay. I mean, Josh has strong opinions on the remakes and stuff like that. And for the most part, I kind of agree.
Thank you.
But I don't think they're taking risks anymore.
No.
And me and Josh talked about it on the phone before. It's like, I don't think that, even with movies, they don't take risks. And it's whatever's tried and true.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So you're right. Dude, they don't make games like that anymore. The Suffering. Actually, what would you... What's like your favorite PS2 title that you've played the
Man,
most of?
holy shit.
I'll go first then.
Yeah, please. Please.
You're just talking about it. Is the Punisher.
That's your favorite PlayStation 2 game?
Yeah.
That's a good choice. I have to be honest. It's a good
Oh,
choice.
I got
played
one.
it over and over.
That is a classic.
With the cheat codes and I think you had Big Head mode too and all that crazy shit.
Punisher mode when you're
Punisher
like
mode, yeah,
on
when you're
Rampage.
just throwing
Yeah.
knives at them and shit. Yeah.
You just put the cheat codes on?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That
It,
is
you know,
cool.
it was cool. They had cameos.
Yeah.
They had Matt Murdock and Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
You
It
ever
was all...
or on the Xbox? Because I guess you.
Yeah, I had Xbox, so I was like a Nintendo guy. I was a Nintendo kid. So when I transitioned from the Nintendo 64 to like the next generation console, it was an Xbox, and it was because of Halo. So for me, it was all Halo. I know that's a boring answer, but I was one of those kids that played it where you had to do the system linking. I used to I participated in several gatherings where we'd bring TVs over and like system link. It'd be like 32 people, and it was like the most surreal experience I had ever felt in my life, because it was like, wow, we can all get on here and play this game. But again, you had to like coordinate it to be all in the same.
Really?
You know what I mean? Back then. I think this was pre-Xbox Live. That's why it was so. But I remember the Halo gatherings. It was huge. So, big Halo guy. I stuck with that genre. It's kind of probably my top genre for years. That's kind of a boring answer.
No, that's okay. You were talking about. He was talking about Doom 3. I know you're a Doom guy.
I mean, but I don't... I played it on the HD, the Doom 3 BFG edition for 360.
Yeah.
That was my proper way into playing Doom 3. I never played it on like in the original Xbox. Oh, I did, but briefly. I never finished it. But I have played Doom 3. And I told Eric, like, it's...
Oh, so you guys...
Yeah,
okay.
no, but before we... before you and Josh got here, we were talking about that.
Oh,
Doom
okay,
3.
okay.
But if we were talking about like my favorite PS2 title, probably Silent Hill 2.
Oh, okay.
Silent Hill 2, I think. That's the one I keep coming back to, that I keep playing all the time. I'm playing through it right now. it's still fucking like, well, the cutscenes, some of the boss fights don't really hold up, but the story, man, like, have you played Silent Hill 2?
Yeah.
On the original PlayStation
Yeah,
2?
when we not first had it, but when we had it. Yeah, I played it.
Yeah, damn, Josh, I didn't know you never played Silent Hill 2.
Just play the first one.
Okay, is that the extent of the Silent Hill games you played?
That's it. Unfortunately, I don't
There's
know.
not
I was gravitated more to like Resident Evil.
Yeah.
You know, like it was
Same.
either Resident Evil or Silent Hill. Funny story, my buddy bought a PlayStation, and he only had enough money to just buy the PlayStation, and then he rented Silent Hill, and he and I stayed up playing that game for hours, and didn't have enough money for a memory card.
Oh god.
Oh, damn.
and which is
Right? Yes.
dumb. Yeah. But I remember we were up all night, and I don't. We're talking years ago. But there was a scene that it like scared him so much that he jumped back, ripped the PlayStation out of the wall,
Are you for real?
and we were done.
Is this a real story? What? Damn.
Now, have I finished Silent Hill? Yes, but I just remember that's like my most iconic memory of Silent Hill is we bought it prematurely, no memory card, and we were so far into it,
dude.
played it throughout the entire night, and we were just like, we fucked ourselves.
Damn.
Yeah. No,
Kids are spoiled these days.
I would say Silent Hill 2. I think that's my favorite PS2
I
game.
guess Josh hasn't said his.
Yeah, what is yours, Josh?
Or did you? I don't think you know.
I didn't. Max Payne.
Oh, good pull, man. That's a good pull.
Yeah, I
Max
played
Payne?
that game so many times, and then I think it came like out after. No, a few years after, like obviously the Matrix, bullet
Yeah,
time and all
yeah.
that stuff. So that feel is just so fucking good. When you're in the garage. And you're
Yeah,
taking down
yeah.
those guys, and they're coming at you one by one, and you
Uh-huh.
have that bullet time. You got to take pain pills every once in a while.
Have you played the third one?
I have not. That is the only one I have.
I highly recommend playing 3.
Really?
It is, in my opinion, and I'm not exaggerating, the best third-person shooter, period.
It is really good.
Oh,
It's very
is
good.
really
game.
good.
It's very good. It's graphically very strong.
Yeah,
in
still
comparison to the first
to
two.
this day, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's made by Rockstar, and you know that Rockstar just doesn't make good like combat. It's really more like a sandbox type of game. But this, like Max Payne 3, they fucking nailed the gunplay. Like it feels good to play.
Yeah.
I recommend 3.
What did you like? Max Payne 2?
Yeah, we played 2. I think I have more memories playing 1 than 2.
Yeah, I think
But
2 was not as memorable.
Well, they were the same.
Yeah, they were the same games. The
Max Payne
girl.
3 was not the same.
no, not
Yeah.
at all.
Like he's saying, the mechanics of the game were sensational, along with the graphical.
I don't think anything's ever come close to replicating
No.
the
No.
gunplay of Max Payne 3. Man.
Which is
Like,
fucking crazy.
The main character, the guy who plays him, passed away
yeah,
recently.
he passed away.
Yeah.
And it sucks because they're in the process of remaking.
I heard about
Max
that.
Payne, yeah.
I heard about that, and I heard if you're an Alex Wake fan,
Oh, Alan Wake.
Alan Wake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't played that game, but same creator. But
Yeah, yeah.
Max Payne is in the background. He like shows up every once in a while or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
He
So,
there's a lot of like little Easter eggs
Yeah.
alluding to his character. Yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna be able to remake it without him, man.
very iconic.
Yeah.
Very iconic voice.
They also can't use Bruce Willis anymore because they used his face.
No, they didn't. They
didn't.
used
No,
the
it was the-
creators. They
that's
used
right.
the creators. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. And then the third one, they used the voice actor's face.
Mm.
And a mixture, I think, of like the creators too, to kind of get the same feel. But god damn, yeah, it's a good. That's a good pull.
So is
Max Payne.
Rockstar the greatest game
like
software company? I mean, you've
No,
got
yes. No,
Rockstar?
Yes.
I was gonna say
Uh,
from software.
Manhunt,
Manhunt, Red Dead, 1
Grand
and
Theft
2,
Auto.
Grand Theft Auto, a Bully.
Bully.
Another one.
Dang.
Max
Warriors.
Payne.
Max Payne.
Warriors is good too.
God, the list can go on.
Dude,
and
Warriors is such a classic.
Such a
It
good
just
game.
feels like Rockstar doesn't miss.
on. It doesn't. No.
They don't miss, and
No.
they always seem like they take the next step.
But they also get a lot of hate, don't they?
It's
do.
because they
They
are
do.
taking the next step.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with 6, a lot of expectations with 6. Like that game is like everyone and their fucking mom is gonna play that game.
Everybody
It has to
fucking-
live up. It has to live up to the hype.
Yeah.
I think. You
Well,
know?
coming off the cuffs of Red Dead 2, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, that I think that's what it's going to be compared to in terms of story, is Red Dead 2.
Mm-hmm.
But like for me, From Software, I think is like the best.
Oh, from software.
That
okay.
you want to talk about a company that doesn't miss? From Software never fucking
Okay,
misses.
that's true.
And
Yeah.
I know you guys haven't played any of the like Dark Souls games and stuff like that, but I'd wager those are all kind of like masterpieces in their own way.
Yeah.
Probably not Demon Souls. I know like that's the first From Software game that like propelled them into the spotlight, but everything else is so
Well-
fucking good.
Let's compare it to other like studios or whatever you want to call it. I guess like what about like Square Enix? What about Capcom even?
Capcom is now coming.
They're making a comeback.
Yeah.
Capcom is making a comeback.
They were at a.
I don't know. I feel like they've never gone away. They've just always been there, and they just hit you hard every once in a while.
Yeah.
Well, now they are. Like, it's constantly fucking, like, hit after hit.
Yeah.
hit after hit.
Yeah.
But I will say there was a report that said that they're not as enthused about making remakes anymore. I think they're stepping away from it now,
Okay, that's good.
which is fine with me. I think 4 was like the peak, you know?
Mhm.
I think they should focus on making more original,
So
like Resident Evil titles.
Speaking about video games, you guys played games together, right?
Yeah.
What games did you guys play together?
Gears.
Is that how you guys
4.
first met?
No, we met at J.C. Penney.
JCPenney, huh?
Briefly.
Briefly. Well, interactions in
Yeah.
the interactions at the appliance department.
Yes.
We got to know each other, started talking, and then we started playing Gears of War 4.
And that's how we got more.
That's how we got acquainted.
I've always thought that you knew Alberto first.
No,
I kept telling John, I kept telling you, I don't think I've met Eric. Maybe once, but it was very brief. I don't think I really got a proper introduction until we did the last podcast.
Shit, that's interesting.
You know,
with Edgar, it felt like obviously it was like a distant connection, but I
Yeah,
always
distant,
felt like I was connecting with him.
Yeah.
Like he was always there, dude, online. Wanted to ball out, game out, he'd get on. I think I would hit him up on like the Xbox app
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
And he'd respond and be like, "Oh, I'll be on there." So I'm like, all right, he's a real one. So,
We would play hours.
I know, because I'd be waiting for
Hours.
me. Like, are you gonna get off, dude? I want to play too, man. Come on.
we were good.
We were good.
We were good at that shit.
So who introduced who?
I think, I met you one time. I got off of work. And I met you two at work.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
Then,
right. Same situation.
Yeah, same.
Did you approach me or did somebody introduce you to me?
Josh, little Josh,
Okay.
introduced you to you.
Okay.
Then, and to Eric too. So.
Okay.
Then I think like a month or two later, I went with you guys to go see Alien Covenant.
You were there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at Alien Covenant.
Were you there?
No,
No, I wasn't there.
he was at home playing video games.
Yeah, because it was the only time I was. I could
You know,
fucking play.
after we got off after the movie, it was raining. I remember. And the first thing this
Weirdly enough, I remember that too, even though I didn't go. I know it was raining out.
the first thing I forgot how it went, and he said, "Hopefully I don't crash because I don't see well at night." You're like, "You motherfucker!"
Oh, you did tell me that.
yeah,
that
it's like
Josh
so I was
said
kind of
that.
sketchy going back like this. Holy sucker!
You're in my car?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I do not remember any
I
of
was
this.
quiet. I barely knew him.
Yeah.
I think you guys rode together.
Yeah, yeah.
With
Josh,
little Josh.
yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, dude. Yeah, so I wear glasses and my eyesight is not terrible, but I need to wear them at night, especially. But I refuse to because they're just uncomfortable, and it's like terrible at night.
Yeah,
So
Damn.
when he said that, I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna die today."
we're dead.
The last thing I fucking watched before I
Yep.
die is Alien Covenant.
Then Josh said, "Hey, I'm playing Gears with Eric.
Uh-huh.
We need another person." I said, I already had it at the time, so I said, "Yes." I don't know. I wasn't good at it,
Yeah.
and I think it was Eric who taught me how to like
properly
wall bounce.
play and stuff.
Yeah. That's right. We would go into like a custom
Yeah,
match,
custom
and I
match.
would be like, all right, this is what
That's
you're
how
going to
you
do.
do it, yeah.
You got to use the LBRB. And
Damn.
yeah, we spent time
The
doing
whole
that.
strategy, huh?
whole strategy, dude.
No, you had to have the strategy or you
Yes.
could not play. There's no
one
way.
of the maps we were so good at, I forgot which one it was.
Escalation.
Escalation. Yes.
King of the Hill. It was like 3. Yeah, it's like pretty standard type
yeah.
of game, but Escalation. That was good. Good times.
Damn.
It's just funny. It's very interesting because I think we all have like connection with one another in some way.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of
It's a
fascinating.
very, very unique. Like Eric and I go way back before Sears. You came on board at Sears as a like a assistant manager, a lead?
Something like that. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was like our boss's like right hand,
Right.
and I
Karen.
Karen.
Another Karen, huh?
Oh, this was the Karen of Karens.
And I remember falling in love with this guy too because I remember they would be like, yeah, we like J.C. Penney's, we need assistants in the cash wrap, and the up front, and Eric would be like, I'm with a customer, and he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there like with his feet up, nothing's going on. I'm with the customer, Karen.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's my dog.
That's a real one right there.
That's my dog.
That's a true story.
Yeah, it's a very true
Very
story.
true story.
And then I remember you were in the position for not even a month, and you're like, "Why am I doing this? I could be making more money being a sales associate."
Yep.
Damn, really?
And then he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm stepping down," and then
Yep.
he becomes a sales associate.
Yep. That was a ballsy move. I wish I would have made more decisions like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't give a fuck. I was like, you know what? I'm not even like the boss. Like you guys you guys just had free reign.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Eric when I first met him. He has that. Well, I don't know now, but he had like I don't give a fuck vibe.
Like,
to him.
you just-
yeah. Like when I would hear stories from him, like with the tablet, and he would just shit like that. It's like, yeah, that's
That sounds like Eric.
yes.
So you left Sears,
Uh-huh.
and then I got recruited by J.C. Penney's,
Mm-hmm.
and then I remember they were like, "You need to hire three people
For
you
the
know,
appliance.
for appliances,"
Uh-huh.
and they're like, "This is your due date. Like this is the end date. You need 3 associates. I need you to go recruit. Blah 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 blah." And it was super easy. And I recruited Josh, small Josh. Rudy was from Sears. I asked him if he wanted to try it. He was for sure in. And then this guy, I begged him for like a week or two, and I was like, "Dude, I need a third person. I have to have a third person. You need to work with
Damn.
me."
Like almost like you didn't have a choice. You need to-
I was like literally every day asking this guy to work under me.
They finally showed up at my house and convinced me, and I was like, all right.
Did I show up to your house?
I think so, yeah.
Damn it, Josh.
Wow, you really
it was
went
announced.
to lengths, huh?
Yeah, you gave me a heads up, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, let's just go.
Let's
do
just
it.
go.
I took care of you.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, no, it was fun. Like I had a good time and met good people.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
and honestly,
absolutely.
it's a result. Like this
Right.
gathering is a result
Yeah.
of me saying yes to that. So.
Absolutely, and
Yeah,
it's so
that's true.
funny because Catherine, the previous manager, right? What was her name? Kathy. Kathy. I remember she was like, "Yo, your appliance team, they stand around, they do nothing. But that Eric, he's always on the table, looking up, like reading information, learning stuff.
Reading the manual.
Yeah, reading the manual, and under the book was a tablet, and he was watching YouTube videos every freaking night."
Yeah, I just knew how to play the game.
Right?
I knew how to play the game. I was crafty.
Dude, he was a golden
man.
boy,
Yeah.
according to Kat.
I wish I had that type of like confidence when I worked at just I didn't do any of it. Because I that's how I met Josh too. Was
I introduced you to.
originally you were supposed to work for
I was supposed
appliances,
to work
right?
in appliances, then I got let go.
Yeah, you got let go.
I turned heel. Went to Macy's.
You turned heel. You went for the competition.
Why did they let you go though? I don't think we've ever.
Kathy
like-
really didn't like me.
was that it?
Yeah.
Like, did they have anything on you? Like, legit?
No.
God, man.
Well, Colorado is a right to term
So
state.
yes
really?
and no. So small businesses, yes. So like the company you work for and the company that I work for, we can legitimately do that. For a corporation, no.
Okay, I did not
It's
know
a lot-
that.
Yeah, and the reason why is you have to keep in mind that our state law is different than California, Missouri, and all these other states, right? So they have to actually come together and make our own state in a way. And because we handle things different, because I've tried to fire people like under J.C. Penney's and Macy's and stuff, but you have to really
They have a lot of documentation.
A lot of
I'm guessing.
documentation. You have to have a lot of like facts and.
So why the fuck did they let you go?
She really
They didn't
didn't-
have anything
no.
on you then.
I got suspended for a couple days, came back on Monday, and she's just like, we just decided to let you go. And,
And they fucking escorted you out.
Did
of
you
jail.
did you get
Starting out.
unemployment?
Yeah, for a while.
Okay.
Then,
Okay.
like I said, then I went to...
Yeah. So like, if you got unemployment, then they didn't. If you were rightfully let go for doing something unethical, you
Yeah.
can't get unemployment.
Oh,
So,
Well, you're
okay.
more than likely not going to be awarded the unemployment. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, if they awarded that to you, then
Yeah.
Yeah,
she
they-
must
they-
have just been cutting her
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
She
probably
must have
just
cared.
risked it because a lot of corporations like that too. Is that you could have come back and rebutted it, and she could have gotten in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Actually.
No, I think it was... I was supposed to have a meeting with her for the unemployment. I guess she just said yes to it, and I just got it.
She just didn't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that,
She
that
just
means
didn't
they
show
had
up.
nothing.
That's just
yeah.
there's no saying yes. It's like
Yeah.
I don't got
Because
time
she
for
didn't really
that.
give me an explanation and shit, you know. So,
But yeah,
I was supposed to go because I think her name was Giovanna. So we're gonna open a appliances, and I think we're considering you to go there. It's like, okay, that's cool. And a couple weeks later, that's when they fired me, and I guess that's how Josh got the little Josh, and
how you get the job?
I
Oh, it was you, right?
yeah,
Okay,
so,
okay.
there's
Josh?
I said this guy's cool. You know, Josh is. You can work with the both Joshes.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And I remember you having a little interview with him, and I guess you got the job from the get go.
I think I did. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I hired you on the spot. So it was actually a very unique situation because Lorena had started. And,
Yeah, yeah. mhm.
Uh-huh.
And like I remember, I interviewed you, and then I hired you, and then Lorena was like, "You sure you want to hire this guy?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And he was like, "Well, his brother supposedly did, you know,
So and so,
right,
such and so.
so and so, because of hearsay, right?"
Yeah.
And you know who was pulling the strings was Maria.
Oh,
So you know how like you like Maria had your back and all this stuff.
Yeah.
She was
Conspiracy.
whispering stuff to like Lorena, like you were doing. Like Maria was the type of person to like she'd be your best friend to your face, but then she was like
Just
a different person.
Fake person.
Yeah,
a fake
like
person.
she was the biggest instigator.
Wow.
damn.
She was awful, man, and that's why her and I clashed a lot. Because she played favorites. She was two-faced. I always told her to her face, like in front of people. I was like always playing on like the opposite side of the coin, or you know, like
shit,
you know, things like that. And but I remember Lorena did that. She approached me about that, and I obviously I didn't have an opinion. I don't know the situation. I wasn't there. But all I said to Lorena was like, you know, what his brother did then doesn't define what
He's
Albert,
capable
yeah,
of
what,
doing
you know,
whatever,
what Albert, and I remember Lorena just looked at me. She's like, "You just had to say that, didn't you?"
What
You know, not in a bad way,
Oh, okay.
but it's because
Okay.
I put her in her place.
Uh-huh.
You know, and she shut up. She didn't say anything, and that's why she allowed me to hire you.
Yeah,
because of that. You know, because I'm like, we're not comparing apples to apples. We're talking about Edgar. We're talking about Alberto.
Yeah.
You know,
Wait a second. What did you do?
nothing.
Oh, what's the hearsay?
I know
Well,
exactly. That's
You keep you.
Yeah.
Were, what is it?
What is it, John?
You know what
I
the
don't
hearsay
know.
was?
Oh,
I don't
no,
know.
no.
They never told me when I would talk to like when I was
Well-
digging and when I talked to Maria about it. She never gave me a legitimate answer.
See,
Wow.
the only one
damn.
thing that she gave me is because I guess you can't check out family members like in cash registers. And my mom just came up to me and was like, "Can you just?" And there's a line. Say, "Yeah, fuck it." And I guess they caught me. In the
Yeah,
fucking camera.
that you're not allowed to do that. Actually,
But it was like my first, like, they didn't even give me a warning for it. You know, I don't know.
yeah, but and that's like you shouldn't be like, oh, you're a murderer now.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
what I feel like they're doing. Which
No,
is
because
so,
something happened similar in Big Five when I worked, and someone did the same thing you did, but she did it like repeatedly.
I only did that one
You
time.
know?
So
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn. No, yeah, that.
But I think she didn't like me because I would joke around, just kind of like Eric did in the Milwaukee. I would do that. Sometimes.
and that shit fucking like
And she
just.
caught me one time
Uh-huh.
because I was going to go help, and she came at the same time. And she said, "Don't do that. I don't like when you do that." So okay.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah.
I hate when they're like fucking sticklers like that, man.
Well, what's
No, just thinking about that. That's funny. That's a.
No,
it's
yeah.
so petty. It
'Cause
just
it-
shows how
Yeah.
like people in power are just
They
so
were like,
fucking
"We need
petty.
back up to the front, right?" And I was just fucking. I said, "No, no, thank you."
Yeah.
And there was a little pause. I was like, fuck, I should never. Okay, I'm on my way, right?
Yeah.
And that's when.
It's like here in this company, we don't do that. I know it's a joke to you, or
Yeah.
like that kind of shit.
You gotta be strategic, man.
And-
I'm currently busy helping customers.
I should have said that.
You should have pulled an Eric,
Exactly what you
man.
should have said.
See, because I did that with Josh, the little one. You know how they always through the walkie. You gotta sell the.
Oh, I know.
The
they
credit
do,
card.
yes.
And then if you have any questions, ask. And I was like, I said, how do you? I forgot what I said. Right? Mm-hmm. I said, who's this? And I said, this is Josh.
Oh, great.
And I think one of the managers went to go talk to Josh about how to open a credit card, how to sell it. And Josh came back to me. He's like, dude, what'd you say that? they gave me a whole fucking.
That was a good Josh Elizondo impression.
I was about to say that he's right here. In
You
the
were like, close my eyes. I'm like,
So yeah, I would joke around, and I think she didn't like that. So.
you gotta have fun,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's so.
It's weird hearing your experience working at JCPenney because I mean I had a okay time. I think Josh helped making things kind of go smoothly, but
Best
like,
hire I've ever made.
but
Enjoyed
like
watching this guy.
I remember like every time I would show up for my shift, he would always tell me, all right, here's just make sure you helping out customers, blah, 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 this and that. And I'll see you like at 3 p.m. and you just would fuck off. Josh would go do whatever he had to go do, and I would just be in my appliances by myself, just looking at the same stove, looking at the same fridge, hiding behind the same fucking freezer. And he would come back, so, hey, what did you learn today? Or like, what you do? Or and I was like, didn't do anything, Josh, man. Just fucking chilling, man. I didn't do anything, dude.
I remember your first sell was actually Samsung washer and dryer.
I do remember that.
And I
Yeah.
think it was your first day.
Oh, really?
And I remember I like asked you about it, and all I remember is you printing out the receipt because I always asked like my associates to print out like a copied receipt because I wanted to track our numbers.
Yeah.
And all I remember is you printed it out and you're like,
Yeah. Handed it in.
takes a deep breath. And I'm like, dude, good job. You did you sold something
Yeah.
on day one. This guy looked like he wanted to just like he ran a marathon.
But and there were times when Josh and I would he would kind of do one of those walk with me type of thing. And I remember we went up to where they got it was where they got the mannequins and all this shit. And Josh gave me some advice on how to be more myself and be more confident. He brought up Creed. I don't know if you remember that. He
Yeah, I
brought
do.
up, reference to Creed's you're fighting yourself and you have to kind of get out of your own way and stuff like that. And I appreciated that too. Any other boss I had was awful, man. Awful. But Josh is no joke. He's probably the best boss I ever had.
I appreciate that.
I'm not fucking around. Every other boss, they allowed me to fuck around and they didn't really care about making sure I did a good job. Mm-hmm. And Josh did. I already told you about how he would fucking text me on his day off on what to be doing when I would show up. I'd be like, oh yeah, Josh is not here today. All right. Get to do whatever. And boom, a text would come in. It was there's ad on my desk. Can you get started on that? Where the fuck are you? I thought you were on your day off. What's going on? So you'd always make sure that I stay on top of my shit. So.
No, I've always thought I think Eric can relate to this too. Is the people that work under us is a reflection of how we work and what we take pride in. So if you guys aren't successful, then how the hell am I going to be successful?
Yeah.
So that's just my thought process. Then when I was managing, it's still my thought process now. But my highlights too were when I took over jewelry. So because when you left, I was running just mattresses and appliances, right?
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So I took over jewelry.
I remember this.
And were you still around when I took over jewelry or no?
Oh, I think it happened right after I left. Maybe you were slowly integrating into it and preparing for it. I remember the conversations you were having about it, I'm gonna take over jewelry.
It was a dump when I took over. I had no associates.
Were you also doing appliances with jewelry as well, or you took it on, right? You absorbed that.
I absorbed it, and then they eventually faded out appliances. But for the longest time, because nobody wanted to work in jewelry for some weird reason, you know. And I didn't know shit about jewelry, but you know, I love the sales aspect of anything, and so I took it on, and I remember like I'd be like, Alberto, I need you in jewelry, man.
No, please don't. I gotta stay here where it's safe.
I remember he would just slowly walk to
I didn't fucking like it, man. I hated it. I just also because I didn't know anything about jewelry. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to sell this shit? Like, I can kind of do it with appliances, but jewelry, I can't do it, man. But yeah, I mean,
sells is sells, man. That's just the way I look at it. If you're good at selling one thing, you can sell another thing, and you know, it's that's the great thing about it. You know,
How long did you work in Chester Penny, Eric? Before you
How long was I there? Maybe like a year?
Oh, just a year.
Yeah.
was it that long?
Maybe it was like a year because I remember I started there. This was the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl, by the way. I got to give it a shout out. And I remember watching. I remember asking Josh to give me all those Sundays off that whole year. And so it felt like I was there for like a year because I remember it was like summer, fall. Maybe it was like 8 to 12 months.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not. Maybe under a year. Something like that.
What's your biggest memory of working there?
Probably during Thanksgiving, Black Friday. They had a line that was set up to go to the back. There was a back register near appliances. I don't know what it was. I think it was just an area where they could check out clothes, maybe small appliances.
It was the online orders.
That's
online
right. It was
pickups.
the online pickup, online orders, and you'd have to run to the back, and that's where that Jaime was always over there.
Yeah.
Was that his name?
Yeah.
And anyway, the line was starting to cut in front of the appliance department, so I moved a bunch of the small appliances, like boxes, and just created a wall to where it like looped around. And that was my greatest memory because the management would walk by. I don't even remember who the fuck they were, but they'd come by and be like, "What is this?" These product in the hallway or in the walkways. I'm like, I don't know. I showed up to work and that's just what was going on. So I just left it, and they just left it. They didn't do anything, so it worked.
I have so many like memorable moments with Eric. Sears. I remember we were sales associates, and there was this ASM that disliked you, the lady with the blonde hair.
I remember her. She worked in tools,
and she hated Eric.
Yep.
And I remember this customer came up, and it was myself, Eric, and this other guy, and she walks up to us and she's like, "Hey Josh," ignores Eric and was like, "You want to help this customer?" Says nothing to Eric, pretends like he's not there. Oh man. And you confronted her about that.
I did. I confronted her.
And I remember
In front of everybody.
Everybody.
Wow.
And I remember like Eric was like saying something, and then he starts like making these like barking noises. He's like, "You're oh," and then she started like
bawling, crying.
She started crying,
breaking down right
Yeah.
there. Apologize to me.
Do you remember what?
Never spoke to me again.
Do you remember what you said to her?
I kind of told her, I was like, "Don't ever disrespect me like that again and pretend like I'm not like present," or something like that.
Did you say something along the lines like, "You're always like attacking me"? And it's coming off as you're like barking at me.
The only interactions we ever had were of that nature, and so I was giving her an example of how I felt, and she took it very personally. She broke down and cried. Never spoke to me again, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was the end of it.
She officially left Eric alone.
Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, she kind of stopped coming around appliances, period, because I think she didn't want to be anywhere near me, which whatever. She was in tools?
I think so. She wasn't there for that long either.
No,
I
she
think
was not there long.
She quit.
She was a piece of shit. Fucking worthless.
I mean,
By the way, the Sears thing, real quick, this started in 2013. JCPenney was 2017, right?
15?
No, 17. Eagles won the Super Bowl.
that's how you remember the
16?
from Super Bowl.
17.
Was it?
Yep.
I feel like it was sooner.
That kind of makes sense because I came in 2018.
Okay.
I joined 2018 like in June, I think.
I don't even remember how long I was there for. A couple years.
Yeah, I don't think he was even there yet. I think he came,
He came
way later.
Way later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I think I left before, because I always saw you around.
Yeah, I would come and just hang
So,
out.
I mean, I think I had left before you got let go. I didn't realize you got let go, but I guess we'll just call it what it is.
Right?
But,
No, it's same. Talking about memories. It's my first time doing like the Black Friday shit.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, but it's for me just memorable. I guess I don't know why. I even tell you like it's one of the best times, even though I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
I think it's just fun because of the people you're working with.
Yeah,
you're
I
all
was
in it
gonna
together.
Say,
And
yeah, it's kind of like you're in a boat and you're all trying to just.
Oh, yeah, that was the same time I met little Josh. Yeah, we were like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did I meet little Josh?
Through me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's true.
Well, how?
That's right.
Yeah. And I think wasn't he your boss also? Or
Yeah,
no?
I mean, he would occasionally come and talk to me and be like, "What do you think of Fallout 76? That game looks great, right?" This is before it came out. And I was,
was he a lead then, or was he a supervisor?
I think he was a supervisor.
at the time.
Yeah, at the time. Yeah,
Okay.
but we'd talk about games occasionally and stuff like that. Stark contrast between him and Josh telling me. I remember him telling me like, 'cause I think Black Panther had come out that year, and I thought it was one of the greatest like MCU films of the time. And he was like,
I said that, or
yeah, or you compared it to like Man of Steel. I was like, it's the same film or something like that. And I was like, what the?
no, it was like Iron Man.
Oh, Iron, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
yeah, that's right.
cocky person that gets humbled, gets an upgraded suit, and then fights somebody that has the same suit as him.
And when I heard that, I was like, that was the first time Josh was like, dude, you crushed my fucking spirit, man. Like,
It's the same thing.
yeah. Yes, it was a contrast between. And I remember one time you were telling me how to eat healthy. I don't know if you remember that. I was going to Qdoba and he was telling me, here's what you should do. Like, don't get no rice, get beans and chicken. I was like, dude, I'm about to clock out right now. I gotta go.
Yeah, but
One of my
how did this
lunchtime-
conversation start?
I don't know how it started.
Were you like, I'm trying to eat healthy, or
Maybe it was that. I don't know, but I just remember I was.
or was I like, hey man, you're fat. I think you need to eat.
That was probably not it, but that was like one of the memories too. Was talking to Josh about that, and then also obviously quitting, and him just knowing before I even told him, because I had prepared like a speech in my head when I was going to tell him.
Do you remember this speech?
No, I don't remember it. I was nervous to like put in my 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And Josh was like, "You're gonna quit, right? Like that's why you wanted to talk to me." I was like, oh, "How do you know, dude? I didn't even say anything."
It was like written on your face from like day 2, man.
Yeah.
Every I just sold something.
Hey,
Premium appliances.
I like the field trip we took to that mattress back there.
That was
kinda
fun.
cool.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
How'd you guys get like friends with little Josh? You and how'd you guys get along?
Well, he was my associate.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it started.
Okay.
So, he was my first hire.
Mm-hmm.
We were a pretty like tight group for the most part. I feel like.
Yeah, we were tight. I mean, he was just kind of there.
He was the kind of.
I mean, I was fucking miserable back there, so I mean,
you
he'd come
too?
around and just. I shouldn't say I was fucking miserable, but I don't know. He'd come around and talk.
Oh yeah.
So I just was like, hey, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Check out this video while I'm reading the manual. That's what you got to do to get by around here.
Did you guys like bond over something? That's how you guys clicked.
Yeah, I think Josh had some similar interests, and my vibe with him was good. Liked him, but yeah,
That was
that was it. That was it. Like you, at least were like, hey, yeah, let's get on there and let's play. That's
Yeah.
why I'm here now.
Right.
Because I actually remember you more than I remember. I mean, of course I remember little Josh, but I think I was, my excitement about hearing about this going on was, I was way more excited. I was like, oh yeah, I remember Edgar in the Gears of War 4 days.
yeah.
So that got me more fired up.
You know how I got Eric to do the podcast? I drove to his house and I was like, "Look, man."
The same way you
someone to my
recruited
side.
him. Like,
No, actually, he was driving to my job. Showing up at my job. Hey, man.
like recruiting the Avengers and shit.
Right, he's recruiting
going
the-
to each person. And,
You'd be a great fit. We enjoy your company.
nah, that's kind of how Josh got brought onto the podcast. He was
Dude, I
your fan.
randomly
He was like,
reached
yeah.
out to you out of the blue.
Which was weird. You know,
Sorry.
this guy was.
Weird.
We saw him as like you said, just a manager, dude. Or for you, I saw
Yeah,
him
that's
just
kind of how
as
it's
an
like.
acquaintance,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
After Josh joined the army, we kept in touch.
Yeah.
You know, so when I heard he was listening, it's like, what the fuck? Why is he listening to our shit?
Well,
Like, did
you
like it
you
or-
randomly like reached out to me and you were like, "Hey, we're doing a podcast. You should listen to it."
Did you?
Like,
I
hey,
did
man.
that. I did it to a lot
Oh,
of like
okay.
to
I was
get
like,
people to,
"Hey,
yeah.
man, it's good to hear from you."
Yeah.
You know. So
Oh,
I was
okay.
listening to it and stuff. And
Yeah, and then Josh was like, "Hey, man, like I'd love to be on the podcast, and I will do whatever you want to do and stuff." And we started talking about doing the top 5 horror movies. And then almost a year went by.
Yeah, almost a year.
And then we actually did the episode.
that's
for-
right. That's right. Yeah.
Because you were supposed to show up, but I think you said everyone got sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we just didn't talk until like
A year later.
almost a year later, and then we got you to be on the
Yeah,
podcast.
and then I would listen to it occasionally, and then I remember it was like, shit, we were supposed to do something. Halloween's right around the corner.
let's do it. Let's do it now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was fucking nervous having him in.
Yeah, I was a little
'Cause-
nervous too, because like I was like, it's been a long time since
Yeah,
I've
it was a
seen
long
Josh,
time.
and, yeah.
It's like, why he wants to do this? Like
Yeah.
a lot of shit was going through my head,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's kind of why the list kind of affected it in a way.
The what?
His
that I
list.
Oh,
Because
okay.
that was the first us three, you know.
Yeah, you almost made Eric crash when you heard that fucking list.
I almost flew off the road. I was driving down I-25 and he said that, and I had to like grab my phone and like hit 10 seconds or whatever back.
What movie was it? Was it Evil Dead? The Evil
It was
Dead.
The
movie?
Evil Dead. Like,
Really?
yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I was. I was just blown away because you said Evil Dead, and I was thinking of the first film.
Okay.
Who directed that one? Who directed
Sam
the first
Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
And the very first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you said that, I was like, "What?" And I was just blown away because of how great the first one was. I'm like, how do you
Yeah.
pick the remake over one that was so great originally? What? It's all objective. That was
No,
just
it's okay.
how it felt when I was driving.
It's all objective, but I almost fucking died.
Yeah.
That's what
It's okay, Eric. We all felt the same way too.
Oh,
We're never gonna let you
I
live
know,
that down.
I know.
I'm just,
no, keep it. Keep it.
Hey, we got Halloween around the corner. We're gonna bring it up again. So
yeah.
It was funny because we only had 2 mics, and we were just
yeah, it was a lot.
like,
put my hand out.
Yeah, it was a
My
lot of
hand
that.
out.
It was a lot of that.
but yeah, I was kind of nervous because I haven't seen him in a while. The last time I saw him was during COVID. I was working at Target, and I saw him in the fucking line for Starbucks.
Oh, really?
And I approached him, hey, man, it's been a while. I said, yeah, I work at Macy's.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It's okay, see you later. You know? And with him, I think it was way better.
Yeah.
Because we were at the comic book store.
Oh, yeah, here at headquarters. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
he just
right.
came up to me and said, there's this guy who knows you. He's like, who knows what? It's like, just go see who it is.
Yeah.
Wait, how did you know? To
How did I know?
I think he
it?
told you or something.
I think I saw you two together.
Yeah.
You wandered off.
I wandered
And
off.
then I said, "Hey, I know that guy." And
So
you
get
were
away
like,
from me.
I
I don't know
remember
who you
you
are.
looking at me like, I don't know who the fuck you are.
Like, are you an associate? What's going on? I don't know.
Yeah, I was real aggressive.
and what's crazy is we all shop at Heroes headquarters.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's the
How crazy is
hilarious
that,
part
dude?
of that.
Yeah, it was total happenstance.
Yeah.
That we bumped
Yeah.
into each other. Total.
So when I went out there,
happenstance.
I was it's Eric. And I think he was buying action figures, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Interesting.
I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
I knew it was teenage because they had the old school logo on it. You know? And we were just talking. It's like we should jump on Gears again, but I think he was on the process of moving. I think
Yeah.
that's why we were like, well, we'll see, you know. But it was cool. Like, yeah, I want to go back to Gears. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That's been a couple years now.
Yeah, years.
Oh, man.
I think that's when I first saw you. I don't know if we really met.
Yeah, I don't think we.
I remember you having this starstruck look on your face. You
Got the,
Did you take
the
a deep
NECA
breath?
toys. And,
just looked kind of bewildered because I walked right up and like, "Hey, buddy!"
Like overwhelmed.
what's going on? Yeah. Well, I mean, how did you get him to listen to the podcast, Josh? Or,
Yeah, there you go.
remember?
I think I told you to listen when I started.
you know,
Or was it before?
Please.
That's exactly what it was. Kind of, yes, kind of. It was.
Eric.
I don't remember which episode it was, but Josh called me and said, "Hey, I'm doing contributing to this podcast with Alberto and Edgar. You remember Edgar from JCPenney?" I said, "Yeah, I remember him." And I felt like I knew who you were because of Hero Headquarters for some reason. Like, even though I didn't really know, but you're the first person I thought of anyway.
Yeah.
I think you said it was your brother. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
I
yeah.
remembered.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
it was an episode where you guys were talking about. It was not horror movies. It was. I want to say you were trying to debate something with DC and Marvel and the MCU versus the DCU,
Oh, okay.
something like that.
I don't think we did something. Did we do something? Like
I know we did Batman v Superman, but
Was
I
it the
don't know if
Batman v Superman one?
Oh no, it was before that. So maybe it was. Maybe it was a horror movie one.
Maybe I think it
It was
was.
the
Maybe
one
it was the
maybe.
horror movies.
The one, yeah.
It had to be that.
But he told me, and I said, "Well, send it over." And then I
'cause-
started listening.
Because he and I
listen.
talk often, right? And then all of us, because I'm like, he worked at Penny's, you worked at Penny's. I know you guys did your thing, and then all that stuff. I thought you guys knew each other. It was Alberto and crazy, yeah, and that's why I would just bring it up to him, And I have asked you several times to, hey, maybe think about this. I think I brought it up to you guys too. I was like, it would be fun to have Eric.
Eric would be great to be in this episode and stuff like that. I was like yeah, man, like, bring him on. That's cool.
Alberto was like, who the fuck is this guy? Edgar was like, yeah, absolutely.
Just wanted to feel it out, like, because I kind of felt, a little awkward, like, well, did you just start doing this too, Josh?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Hold on a second. Why don't you earn your keep?
Right? I don't think I asked you right. I don't think I asked you right.
Hey,
off
let's
the
take
bat.
over this guy's fucking
No.
It wasn't right off the bat. It was over time because he
Yeah.
kept sending me the episodes, and I got like into it. I was listening, and then I would start to kind of fall asleep a little bit because it was like whispering a little. It's got
Like ASMR.
a little ASMR as I'm driving home. Yeah, that's why I was flying off the bat. But anyway, I got really into it, and I was like, "Yeah, this is awesome."
And
I
he
know
would
these
give great
people.
feedback, and then I would always give you the feedback. You guys would give the feedback, and I think that's when eventually I started saying, like, I think it'd be great to have Eric on the, talking with us too and stuff
Same
like
feeling
that.
too. When I heard it, I was like, fuck, why is he listening to our shit?
Yeah, every time anyone tells
Yeah.
us that they listen to our podcast, like, fuck you. Why?
Yeah, like
Why do you listen to our pod? We talk about the most dumbest fucking thing, and it's like, but people.
Yeah.
Do people
connects with
resonate,
people,
man? That's the looking at this conversation right here, right? What makes everything unique is the interest that we have, Hero Headquarters, working with one another, the conversations that we've had. We can relate to that. Now look at it from a bigger aspect, right? People have a lot more in common than, like, we're all different. We're all unique in our own ways.
Yeah.
But we all have the same similarities, So
I mean, there's a reason why we all are here. Man, we share the same interests in one way or another. So, yeah, it's good to kind of hear how we all met and how we all ended up being on this, this podcast and recording. It's really cool, dude. And I think it's good to let you guys know I've been recording this whole time. So we are going to go ahead and just cut it right here.